back again. I kind of hit the button on it, but back to what I was saying. Back to my I'm sorry. Welcome back again to Tank Nation. This is a continuation of the first one. We was going with the tank wash and everything. So we was talking about the doctor by checkups and with my checkups. Like I said, this place is huge. With my checkups, and the doctor was saying that my cholesterol was spiking. So I started to change my diet up. So, and just change some. We had to exchange some things. We exchanged, a lot of fried foods for grilled and stuff like that. So we just had to change some things up. So, and I still can eat some of the same foods, but not as much. I had to change it up. Fried chicken for grilled chicken, baked chicken, more fish, tuna fish, different stuff. Because I was eating some of everything. I was, mercy. It didn't matter if it was hot or cold. It didn't matter. I was knocking it down. And I thought the counterbalance to that was that I was exercising quite a bit. And you still have to, even though my outsides, as the doc said, he said your outside look great, but the insides, you gotta take better care of it. So, and of course I was getting older, and I'm continuing. We all are getting older every day. So, but some of us has to, due to our cultural DNAs, we have to take extra caution when we eat. All the way down to our conversations and how we exercise. So once again, this tank wash, it is huge. I'll say it again, extremely huge. The only downside of that is when the weather is bad out here, because it's gravel. As you see, the gravel, it's real messy. So if you got a nice clean truck, the truck could be messy. So, but this is a tank wash. So now let's discuss some things about the tank wash here. It's kind of windy, so hopefully won't make the audio as bad. So let's discuss some things about a tank wash. A lot of times you can look at some tank washes when the trailers are out of service, some been wrecked, whatever. And then we do what we call is pirating. We'll go through and get stuff off that we may need, whether it be lights, and it's only on the trailers that has been out of service, put out of service. And you can see this one here has been pirated. They took off some of their steam outlets on here. They took somebody. They got yanked, but these have to be sealed off. That's a DOT inspectable items. If it's extra lights, bulbs. Not the bulbs, but the lights themselves, because all these lights will pop out. If it's something that you need, and it's an old trailer, it's been put out of service, we grab it. Everything from different nozzles to knobs. It's free game. And that's only if these trailers been put out of service and they've been wrecked and it's not coming back online. You can get, screws, these handles, extra caps, extra everything, because some of this stuff will fall off if you're not doing proper pre-trips on this stuff. You be driving somewhere and you think you got something and you don't have exactly what you need to do your job. And if you don't have the tools, you're screwed times two. So you gotta have everything that you need. And the same thing can be about life. Now these right here are lug nut. These are indicators. So when they're all in like this, it lets you know that all the lugs are. But when it's out like that, you got it like this, and on these indicators are not all in sequence, that's a good indication that the tire's about to come off. And not only this, you can be checking on your lugs, on your tires, on your vehicle, on your personal vehicle, making sure everything is good to go. Just because someone changed a tire or whatever, you got to go out there and make sure, or get someone who's qualified or someone who's competent enough to let you know what needs to happen. But yeah, get extra bulbs from wherever you can get them from. You can never have too many extra lights. And then when you're in some places with shops, you can go inside with the shops and they'll give you spare parts that you need. So they'll give you whatever you need. And once again, and make sure you have what you need. You can never have enough extra caps. 3 inches as well as 2 inches. Bulbs and everything else. And according to one of my later videos, we all know this is a compartmental trailer. Y'all remember that? Compartmental trailers. So we see how many control devices? Yes, 3. So that means there's 3 separate compartments. 1, 2, and 3. 3. 3 valves mean 3 compartments. 3 separate placard holders, or placard, whatever you call these. I can't think of right now what the proper. And once again, we're looking for, and also looking for different types of fittings that we can use for offloading and loading, mostly offloading. You can go talk to the tank wash guys, and if there are fittings that someone have left and been there for months, and you know, they'll be like, well, this person not come back and get it. A lot of times they'll give them to you, or you know, they'll take a small donation. And we'll leave it at that. So, and also, if some of these trailers as well too that's been put out of service, you can check the hose troughs and see if there are any holes, and sometimes there'll be fittings in those hose tubes, and then we have the hose trays, which this here is a hose tray. But I only look on these only on the trailers that I pull with the particular company. I don't go, if it's dealing with another company's trailer, I don't look at them, fool with them at all. But if it's from the company trailers that I'm pulling, these are the parts that I pull from if it's out of commission. If it's another company's trailer, I don't fool with it, don't look at it. I may do a video on it, looking at different stuff, but I don't fool with that. That's for those drivers, and if they wish to take advantage of the situation, that's on them. Once again, not stealing anything. It's just if the trailer is out of service, been wrecked, and it's been there, especially if I came into a place, if I come there quite a bit and I notice it there, I take advantage of it, of pulling parts from it. And that's something I picked up in my military days. We would go acquire parts and acquire things that we need when we're out in deployment. So, but once again, I tried to make this video a little bit longer and just give you a walkthrough through a tank yard. And what I like about tank yards too, if you notice all these spots, and these tanks are not particularly there's no markers on the ground. There's no markers in the ground. And sometimes, see how narrow that is and how wide? You get a chance to practice your backing skills. I take advantage all the time. And a lot of times I try to find the tightest spot that I can and work on my backing skills, because when you go to a shipper, let's say for instance, if I'm going to Sherman-Williams over in Berea, Kentucky, their drop yard, sometimes them trailers, their drop yards is real tight because it's not a huge space for a lot of parking. So nothing is this wide, so them tanks will be real close. And that's so we can take advantage of getting as many tanks in there as possible. So you have very little room for error. Extremely very little room for error. So but I always take the time to practice on my parking. Practice. And that means you got to get out quite a bit. I don't mind getting out and checking. So as that goal, GOAL, get out and look motto, it's always great, whether it's on your mirrors or not. That's a great motto to have. Get out and look, so you'll see what you don't see. So this is Tank Nation. This is a bit longer, probably one of my longest videos so far, and hopefully I wasn't and I know I have to work on my articulation of words and my speech patterns, and I'm really putting the effort in to get better. Some of the word pronunciations suck. I didn't do very well in school in English, for sure. So here's a tank. We discussed one of these before. I remember that in one of my earlier videos. Yes, this has been I don't know if it was a rollover, but this is the one that's been ran into. If I remember correctly, I think years ago, this is the one that I reported to them somebody had hit on the yard. And somebody just backed into that one with another tank. So once again, back to what I was saying earlier, that you need to position yourself where you park, watch where you park, make sure that you don't get yourself ran over or your truck. So let's see, just looking at this, that tank, that hose tube is open. Simon says this one has been visited by some people. We call it pirating, but this is out of commission, so it's game on. Game on. But once again, this is not one of our tanks, so I don't fool with it. But if this was one of our tanks and he was out of commission like this, them tail lights would be fair game. Oh yes, absolutely. Those would be fair game. Oh yeah. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Mud flaps are fair game. Absolutely. You know that light in here, that's fair game. It's fair game. If it's down like this, and I don't see this one coming back on and this is a compartmental trailer too, so I'm sure these are pretty expensive. But I'm sure. But yeah, this one has been damaged pretty good. And even up top there, you can see the top of that, even up top here, that right there, up top there, those valves, those gauges, sometimes the gauges don't read, so you can swap those gauges out. Have extra gauges too. But anyways, that's all we got for now. So I'm gonna walk back over here to my trailer. Actually, I'm gonna walk back to my truck, grab my tire thumper, and do a very thorough inspection of the trailer. I load this evening during rush hour, so yeah. And then gotta be driving nights, so unfortunately, it kind of throws my sleep pattern off, but it's part of it. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in, and by any chance, if you have a chance, that thumbs up, could you give us a thumbs up? Could you also subscribe to us as well, so we can get these numbers up, so we can do more exciting things. And also give me some comments on how I can make the content a lot better. Once again, thank you so much. And we also going to be launching Inspiration Addicts coming soon. So I'll be putting that information out. And that channel itself will be covering a lot of stuff. Fishing, hunting. We will be doing looking at investments. We're going to be looking at, retirements. We're going to be swimming. We're going to be doing some entrepreneurial things. We're going to be just doing some of everything. Did I mention cooking again? We're going to be doing a lot of cooking and just having so much fun and working with horses and bees and poetry and all kind of stuff we got going on. So, and also the one thing I'm looking forward to is a conversation with Keno. So Keno's Conversations, or Conversations with Keno. That's going to be really great. We're going to be having some very awesome professionals coming in and just giving some insight on different things. So Inspiration Addicts, we're going to be covering a lot of stuff. But once again, thank you for Tank Nation. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you to the subscribers, and everybody that's giving me support and giving us support. We're so thankful. We're happy. And once again, just be great at everything that you do. Okay? Awesome. Thank you so much. Peace out.